Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
Right, it's Kat from The Razor's Edge. We're here on an overcast Saturday at Bloodstock, and I'm talking to Convey, who have won their Metal to the Masses heat, and they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves and what it was like to go through that heat process for people thinking of applying next year.
It was brilliant. So we actually played last year, and our first ever gig was the heat, and we got through. Which is amazing.
Oh, fair play.
Our second ever gig was the final. Unfortunately, it wasn't our year, but then we kind of did a year of gigging, came again, did the heat, which was amazing again, and then the final, when we actually got through and got to hear it, was some sort of vindication for me personally, but it was amazing the feeling. It was brilliant.
It was a hell of an experience to go through it.
So was the competition like quite stiff in your area? Because this year, talking to bands, we're hearing that it could so tight. It could have been one of four going through and winning.
It really could have been. It really could have been, and any of the bands that played that night, any one of them deserved to be on that stage. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of the ones we played with are in the same position as us next year. They'll be here.
Yeah, definitely. So, for anyone who's not heard of yourselves, do you want to describe the kind of music you are and give us a bit of background?
I'd say we've got like a new metal hardcore sort of thing going on. There was a promoter called Surprise You're Dead from Birmingham who described us as new hardcore, and it was one of those like light bulb moments, like why have we never thought of that before? That's super obvious.
It's the happiest I've ever seen Jack was when he read that. It was like, oh my god,
we have a genre now.
Don't you think we've got so many sub-genres now?
Yeah, I know.
Well, someone said to me the other day, if you had a fog metal, I was like, well, that's a new one on me.
To be fair, before that, we'd either say we're sort of somewhere between new metal and hardcore, or if someone asked me, just go, we're a metal band.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to generalise
between all of us, our influences span it's not even just metal, but every subgenre that you can think of. We've all played in every kind of band you can think of. So we just draw from everything. And so it's just like, we're a metal band, but there's a bit of everything.
Well, the last few years, though, we've seen a resurgence of bands that are under the hardcore banner, really, and they're playing more and more at kind of traditional metal festivals like Bloodstock, like your Downloads. How do you feel about that? Because it's quite a DIY thing, hardcore. It always has been. Their ethos is very grassroots, autonomy, low-key.
Like we saw Born Zero yesterday, and they just tore the roof off that tent.
I want to gig with Born Zero.
Yeah, they were awesome. And just like, it's cool that the DIY thing's coming back. We can take it back into our own hands and make, like Bloodstock do. It's like by the fans, for the fans. That's what it's meant to be.
I suppose we have to really. You got to do it yourself anyway, because there's not a lot of at this level. You've got to put the hours in. Put the hard yards in.
And I suppose you've got to factor what you actually spend your money on, producers or artwork or that sort of thing. So you've got to be quite careful, haven't you, when you're just starting out? You've got a very small pocket to take things from.
I'd say
unless you're all secretly multi-millionaires, obviously.
Definitely not.
Of course.
Oh, okay then.
Lies.
I'd say
outed you, mate.
Early stages as a band, the only thing you want to be spending money on is travel to get to the venues and merch. You need merch straight away.
I've got to add one: good PR.
We do that ourselves.
Good PR though will get you everywhere.
I think
that's next, actually.
We're kind of looking at. I think we've had conversations about seeing if we can find someone like a booking agent or something. There's a couple near us that we want to see if we can kind of get in good with, because we got a few bands that we look up to who are with them, who were at a similar kind of level as us.
But you are right, it's about knocking on those doors, isn't it?
You just got to go for it. If you don't do it yourself, no one's going to do it for you.
No, absolutely.
I think that's why the DIY things come back so hard, is because the amount of bands there are, and the music industry only care about the top 0.2%.
Well, with the advent of streaming, we've got a real saturation of a way. And, it's really difficult. I think in some respects the internet's great, but when you look back 30 years and people were tape trading, you could kind of almost navigate it a bit easier. But, it's good that you're doing it. What are you going to do after this? Because this is like a real springboard at this point, isn't it? So what's next for you guys?
So we're currently recording our next single. So we released an EP back in April, and we're kind of still riding that wave a bit. So the T-shirt that we've got going at the moment, which our bass player is actually sporting at the moment, for those listening.
Yes, you can't see it, but I'm wearing it.
Come to one of our shows and you can buy one.
Yeah, you can buy one. That's actually the cover for our EP. So we're still kind of riding that wave. And then
it reminds me a little bit of The Exorcist.
We have that
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
we'll take that.
Yeah, that kind of shading. Yes, nice shirt though.
We like the horror thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the single's next, and we've talked about doing another EP pretty much straight after, just kind of launching and just keep releasing music.
Maybe like a 4 or 5 track EP.
And then after, but like alongside that is just as many shows as we can get that are worth it.
Brilliant.
Just try and just jump up the ladder just that little bit more, bigger shows, bigger crowds.
More headline shows, I think we'll do.
Yeah.
We've done one headline show. I think we'll do more of those.
Yeah.
So who are you guys going? You mentioned Born Zero already. Are you going to try and catch any other bands today, or is it just all work today?
I really wanted to see Hatebreed. I watched their entire set yesterday. That's kind of me done. Like, that was the band I really, really wanted to see, and it was awesome. I was almost crying. Like, I had tears in my eyes.
Well, Ollie mentioned that we've all got influences from other things, so I was really happy to watch Greenlong yesterday.
Oh, fabulous.
But we've got
There's
Malevolence.
not a better British band at the moment.
We've got Malevolent Silosis today that we want to have a look at.
I want to see Whitechapel as well. And I only saw them not that long ago, but I'd quite like to catch a bit of Architects as well.
Yeah.
Those are the big 4.
Even New Blood Stage, because we want to see how it's set up, and to actually go to see bands that are in our position. I think we went to New Blood Stage quite a lot yesterday, Ollie and I. And
You're getting a feel for it.
Yeah.
I think that's really sensible.
We saw Absolence in the venue that we won Metal to Mass at the Frog and Fiddle in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
So they played with our friend Scorer, and Absolence were really cool, and then seeing them on that stage was like another level. They sounded even better. Who else? It was Born Zero yesterday, and wasn't it?
We caught the first band that was on Indisposable.
Disposable.
Sorry, Disposable.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they were really cool as well. I like their energy. The guitarist was nuts. I loved him.
Yeah, they were an Edinburgh band. And
they're nice guys.
Unfortunately, it was a power cut. So there was a bit of technical issues on that one, but it was.
I know, I did feel for them.
I felt so bad for those guys.
But they started it off.
They did.
And that's what it is about.
They were really good, actually.
They went, they had a good time.
Yeah.
They came, they saw, they conquered. That's what you need.
Well, good luck to you guys later.
Thanks.
And we'll look forward to seeing what comes next.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.